to go over what mount really is first, right?
Okay.
So when you look at mount, what is the actual goal of mount?
I mean, to get to submission or to get to a higher position up on them while keeping their shoulders to the mat.
I would disagree. And the reason why I say this is because we're viewing mount and grappling. The real goal of mount is so I can pound someone's face in. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
If you take away that aspect of it, it's really not as good in strictly grappling. It's good. But as far as pinning positions go, wildly insufficient comparatively. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, when you add strikes back in, they're very, very dominant position. But when we look at grappling in isolation, a mount for the sake of mount, aka just my legs straddling your chest, we'll call that mount,
Yeah.
is not the greatest pinning position. Once I start to work my chest down to your chest and I start to hook your legs with my legs and I use my hands around your body, it's a fantastic
Yeah.
pin. However, what am I doing successfully to improve my position, or am I simply pinning you? And simply pinning you is still a big thing, note. And cooking people and all kinds of other stuff is really important because tired people die, right? However, I don't view mount as a super powerful pin. I view grapevining and things like that as
Yeah.
very powerful, but I don't view mount as a very powerful pinning mechanism. And my definition of mount is just legs straddled over a human while in the top position. Because there's so many variations of mount, but that is the only consistent version of what we would consider a mount.
Yeah.
Can we agree to that?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so when addressing mount, it depends on what you were talking about. If the person's goal is to pin you and they are in mount, you might have a difficult time moving.
Yeah.
Because if I grapevine you,
Yeah.
I have chest to chest contact. I have a hand that is pressed up and I have my hands connected and I'm just smothering you. Good luck, because you're going to stay there for a while if I choose to keep you there. The only reason this is going to change is if I start to progress to go to an actual submission.
Yeah.
Most people cannot submit humans from mount. They suck at it. Even at a high professional level, you'll see people, they'll go to mount to get out of mount.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is wrong. I would say that 30% of all back takes come from mount.
Yeah.
So it's a great transitional spot. But it is not a finishing spot that most people can do it from. I'm not saying that you can't, because there are tons of finishes you can do. Most people suck at them.
Yeah.
So, not something you drastically have to worry about. Now, being pinned in mount seems fairly reasonable to me, because it is a pin, if that makes sense, in grappling. That's all they should really be doing, is pinning you, and then escalating into some type of isolation of limb, throat, or swapping to a different superior pin, aka back control. Done correctly, I should say. I oftentimes will go into mount just to go back into side control,
Yeah.
but that's so I can gain access to cross body control, aka people's elbows.
Yeah.
But that's a me thing, not necessarily a correct thing. I prefer that over other types of forcing the limb across.
Yeah.
Because I'm lazy. But now that we've established like what mount is, can you take a mount where you would pin me? Is this what you would like?
What is it you want, like full out? Because like we're talking about like grapevines and stuff.
Take what you would consider a pin, how you would pin me.
Here.
Is this what you want?
Yeah.
Okay, so
First and foremost, I'm going to straighten the fundament, as so, and then basically posting it. And you see how you're here? Again, we'll go back to trap and roll style.
Okay.
You feel?
Yeah.
I have both here and here, right? Now I'm going to drive because I have this leg free. You had grapevine again, right? I'll straighten. And when I'm coming, you see I can even go over your own foot.
Yeah.
Can you now grapevine my foot?
Nope.
You cannot, right? If I leave my foot like this, can you grapevine me? Hard but doable.
Yeah.
Not so doable. Also not so doable. Try it now. See how I've matched your own foot?
Yeah.
Right. Now, I'm going to tell you this, right? If I simply do an upa like this, we will go, right?
Yeah.
You see how I put my hand inside?
Yeah.
This is going to strengthen that. The upa is powerful, right? And we can 100% get the turn. If I want to make it better, I'm going to put that inside space in because I can drastically lift your body, breaking the chest to chest, which means I can drive more. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And do you need to see it again, I should ask? I didn't think so. Don't forget,
Lifting is.
try to cinch this.
Oh. Yeah.
Does this feel more powerful?
Yeah.
Now, I want you to try to, when you do it, shoot your hand to my other shoulder almost.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
Over here.
Mm-hmm. The deeper you get it, so keep it with tension, and you'll find that you'll have a greater ease of doing this. Not if your hand is up, but if your hand is down.
Okay.
And you're gonna keep it with tension, so when they're like you're pressing, it's just gonna slide through. Make sense?
Yep.
First things first, walk your shoulders. Boom. You see how this has
Right.
made this?
Yeah.
Right now, straighten the leg.
And am I should be, when I get to this point, am I just framing here,
You can. I turn.
like this way?
I do. Look at my legs. You see how you're in between my legs?
Yeah.
Think about horizontally turning your hips. No. Here, I'll explain. All right. This is a quirky thing about movement. Oh, you're gonna. One more time. All right, so we're here, right, grapevine, cool, boom. You see how I'm able to do this, right? If I can't, I'll walk my shoulder or do the same thing. Make sense? Right. Hop the leg, come over, getting in close, right? And here, you see how my legs and hips can come up, right? And I can build. And I can just simply do this if I choose to do so. If you're trying to re-guard, right, during this time frame, and I continue tweaking, right, this motion horizontal, right? Do you feel how it's really hard to follow my hips?
Yeah.
So all I'm actually gonna do is this. If I have to jump a little bit in that process to get my hips higher, I will. But the basic premise is this. I'm gonna come over, right, be right here, And instead of giving you like the center forward, right, where I'm gonna basically try to plow you back to the ground, right, I'm just gonna go around. Actually. So one more time. We're here, arms getting isolated, grapevine here, right, and I'm gonna, right, see how that's powerful?
Yeah.
That's straight, boom. Here. Seems silly, because it is silly, right? If you can just put the person back in front of you, go ahead and do it. Like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like, work from playing from cutting the guard. If I'm coming through and you are now coming to my back, right? Then I have to change how I would address it, right? Because you're in guard. I just put my hand like this so I could escape. You're trying to come up. Make a sense?
Yeah.
Hard for you to get to my back because I'm now making my hips inaccessible.
Yeah.
Or something of that nature. We'll say something of that nature. Not that my hips are inaccessible.
This foot.
See how you just backstepped?
Yeah.
I want you to turn your whole hip. You see how this opens up my leg?
Yeah.
So force the rotation with up your upper body as well. Don't forget. So you are just doing one or the other. Turn your whole body. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I just want you to imagine I have a closed guard like a so, right? I want you to imagine turning your whole body and you're gonna Boston crab it.
Same thing.
It's gonna be the same exact thing, right? You're right here, hands across, right? I'm coming here, you turn all the way. Kind of. You see how you left your hips?
Yeah.
You turned your upper body, but not your lower body? Woo! Yes.
Yeah.
Horizontal.
I'm leaving my hip down too.
That's actually not the worst thing, right? Just the motion needs to happen.
Okay.
Because I could lay flat. Right, let's say the legs are on me, I could lay flat. And do the same thing.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I know that looks silly.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't necessarily be like what you consider dominant. But you wanna try to keep your legs closed while I do that?
Yeah.
Can you imagine how much tension's gonna be on them?
A lot.
Good luck. But you can surf. You can surf. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're showing a very easy way of dealing with this with strap and roll, right?
Yeah.
This is not always gonna be the case, right? Because if I go to trap and roll and you post out, etc.,
Right.
I have to address it in a different way. So, take said mount you would like to take, sir. Is this what you would like? Alright, so from here, I'm not gonna do the trap and roll like I did last time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get to one side. One of my shoulders is already controlled, so I'm gonna try to go to that shoulder, if that makes sense. If I try to come to this shoulder, your ability to isolate my limb increases, right? So if I come like this does not improve my positioning. Make sense?
Yeah.
Because your ability to isolate my limb increases, right? So I'm going to choose
and try to go to the same side that this limb is on. So if I connect my hands, I can always use it to like punch, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
But what I'm gonna do is a little bump, and I'm going to attempt to take my elbow and ride it down your arm. But while I ride it, I'm going to try to turn my hand. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna do almost like a little upa, like so, right? Causing a little bit of tension, just like that, right? And then I'm gonna do it a whole bunch of times while turning. Right, and you're gonna basically stay posted and planted, right? Don't let me just move you, okay? So let's say you're staying tight, right? Now I can't just be like, oh, I could just get my arm in, right? Cause that's not real,
Yeah.
right? So, we're gonna do a bunch of little hops, basically, so. You see how I am now there?
Yeah.
Where my arm is now to my side, right? Here, you feel how I have the ability to do something like this. I want you to regain that as much as possible, right? I want you to hold it here. Can you stop me from getting my hands here? Not really, right? And I'm still on the side,
Yeah.
as you see, right? And now all I'm gonna do, you see I'm covering this like so. I'm gonna take my other knee. See, I'm able to lift your body. So here, we're gonna upa, right? Get it to where our hand is like almost to the floor, as much as possible. Start to turn, and then little micro ones, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
Make sure you try to maintain mount, right? Otherwise, I'm just gonna do a trap and roll. So you're here, right? I'm going to cover the hip with both my hands. I'm going to lift, like so. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Right? And then from here, I'm going to start to press my hands and my hips, right? Where I'm gonna go up. And I'm looking to break your straddle.
Yeah.
That's it, right? You're controlling my shoulder line, right? By wrapping around my arms. This is not doing anything, right? So can I get you to sit down? Mount is powerful because I have a close grip between me and the floor with my knees, right? As soon as that starts to break, or the space in between it is too open, mount is nothing.
Yeah.
Right? Does this feel powerful?
No.
No, right? If I'm here and then this happens, there's nothing, right? I'm not actually holding you there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so, one of the primary things that we are looking to address is the knees, right? The knee to floor connection. If I can make your hips light, put your hands on both hands, right? Let's say you try to do a kipping escape. What are you actually trying to do?
Get your feet up, or your knees up.
You're trying to break the connection with the floor.
Yeah.
Right, and then you're trying to fill inside space. You fill inside space right now with your body, right? AKA your actual torso.
Yeah.
Right. Now you're trying to fill it with your legs. AKA do your kipping escape. Very bad kipping escape, but that's okay. Right, but you see now you're in the inside positioning. And my ability to try to touch the floor is limited with my hips and my knees. Right? And even in this position, it's not the greatest position for me to have. Tracking so far? Okay. So now you're gonna do basically the same thing as what we were just talking about, right? You're gonna work to get this hand into the fight, right? You're gonna shoulder walk through the crimping, right? And then you're gonna basically turn to this shoulder, getting that elbow free, getting the elbow free. Boom! Now put both hands on my hips. I would recommend sharing the same hip.
So stuffing this one through.
I would stuff the other one through because I was already on this side. Mm-hmm. Lift me up with your other knee. See how you're trying to press me away?
Yeah.
We're gonna try to make this like super super duper easy. We're just gonna start with the hands on the hips then, just like this, right? We're gonna be on our side, like so. I have to do this one. I apologize. Right, see I'm on my side, right? Hands are on the hips, right? I'm going to lift this knee up. You see how I'm trying to connect my knee and my elbow already?
Yeah.
Right? Now, with this, I'm going to bridge. Gaining inside position. And an outside position. Don't, that's just, right? What limb you choose to fill the inside position is your choice. Bottom leg or top leg. You will probably find more success with the bottom leg. That's pretty traditional, if that makes sense. Most people have been taught how to do the knee to elbow escape from mount. That's this version of it. This is just a more dynamic aspect of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I just want you to start with hands on hip, singular hip. Yeah, pick the side that you're on. Right, now, raise.
But I'm not.
You kind of press. Mhm. And then basically never allow these knees basically to re-establish connection with the floor in between your body without inside control.
Trying to thread the knee through the
You see how this one we could have done super easy? This bottom one.
So it just depends on which one you choose.
Right, so let's say I'm keeping here, right, you go to hip bump and all that kind of stuff. Which one's the easiest one to get?
This one.
Right, but you can also just go out the back.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's the point. Well, no, keep the inside spacing. You just pop it.
Oh. Should grab it on the way out.
I don't grab it at all. If you end up that high, right, we do the same thing. Now you see, you grabbed it, and you also let go of the inside space.
Here then?
Why not? Does it feel like you have a better positioning? Yes. Does it feel like I can attack you?
No.
Exactly. But I don't grab with that hand. I ride it because I don't want the inside space to get filled.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Let's work that some more because
Yeah.
strictly the basically the knee to elbow escape. This is basically what this is. This is the knee to elbow escape. So when you see how that was harder to do to get your arm across,
Yeah.
little bump.
Yeah. Switching sides. That's it. I guess I'm not mounting here, but
You are now.
well,
If you want to call quarter guard, not mount.
quarter guard technically.
Sure. You still have that mounted?
Yeah, probably.
You can hold on to that all you want,
Yeah.
like I do. I in fact do this to a lot of people most of the time.
Yeah.
You see I'm like this, right?
Yep.
I'm not trying to use this, the same one I should be laying on.
Okay.
Does that make sense? It should be like this.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
See how I can cover this space and all that kind of stuff? And if I need to come out the out, I can, or stay on the inside, I can. Right. Or I re-shrimp, basically, and get my edit.
Okay.
This is no different. Than this. Make sense?
Yeah.
It's accepted. We're increasing the resistance, so this becomes harder to just be like, oh, I'm just gonna get underneath the leg, right? Alright, so I can't get underneath the leg. Yeah, make a sense? Yeah. Think about doing one big shrimp and then two little shrimps. If you're trying to re-guard. One big shrimp and you should have inside positioning almost.
Pressing. I'm always pressing you in here.
Why not? Yeah, you're wedging.
Yeah. Here.
I highly recommend basically taking your knee and putting it in their butthole / tailbone. That sounds like weird, if that makes sense. But I'm trying to get you to do that.
Yeah.
You see how that like lifts me? So when you pick your side, right? And this knee comes high. And it's gonna basically push my tailbone forward. Now we're gonna contract in that space, exactly. And you feel how easy that was?
Yeah.
Right, and then now from here, we're just gonna work every type of inside positioning you've ever learned. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you think you could do that successfully under varying degrees of resistance?
Eventually, yeah. Well, like, after practicing it, yeah.
Fair enough. Do you think that will answer your mount dilemma?
I think so.
Okay, I will say that this knee to elbow escape style is the highest success rate in my opinion. Trap and roll is a beginner move in my opinion. Powerful thing to still do if you can do it, because why the fuck not? But I will say gaining the inside position, aka breaking the closed grip of someone's knees, is going to be the actual way of getting out of mount.
Yeah.
Not wrapping the thing around it even more.
Right.
Because with someone who is more skilled or bigger, stronger, doing a trap and roll is a gambit at best.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So it's not something I want to rely on.
Or longer. Somebody's
Yeah,
longer
maybe.
than getting that grapevine out in the first place gets more difficult.
I agree. Also, they can, even once that you have a trapped limb on a longer individual, they can just turn their knee in.
Yeah.
They gain a deeper base. So you go to trap and roll and they just do this.
Yeah.
Good luck. So, I will say gaining inside positioning, breaking the connection from knees to the floor is often the key to gaining mount. You ever mounted someone who's really big in their belly? Pretty hard to hold that mount, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it's because their body is doing half the work for them.
Yeah.
Right? Because you've never actually closed the grip. Once the grip is like closed and contained, right, it becomes more powerful. But you'll also see people who have good mount is because they're pinching their legs together, trying to make that as small as of a grip as possible. That's, you know how you like do this with your
Yeah.
thing, you can squeeze, right? You squeeze. They're trying to squeeze you to the floor basically and prevent you from moving around. So they have tension in their legs, squeezing you in, pinching you in, right? If someone's just on top of you with their legs around you, they're not really
Right.
mounting you, right? It's when they start putting that squeeze on, right? And then we can find the importance of why we should be breaking that connection, right? Not always easy, but that's the important thing to break, right? Obviously, chest to chest connection is the first thing you break.
How do we do that? We get our arm in between.
Yep.
Our arm in between, right? And then we get our hands to the hip. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it again. You see how you did it from a flat and it's not working as well? Pick a side. See how easy that is?
Yeah.
I cannot stress the importance enough of not being flat. I want you to try to do that flat. I did what you wanted me to do,
Yeah.
right? I moved with you, and it made it worse. Now, go to your side, push your hands together. Is that better or worse?
Definitely better.
Right? So as soon as you pick the side, if you get the compliance, right, you are 100% in a better position, right? You get the compliance while you're on your back. It does nothing. So optimize your movement and be as efficient as possible, right? When we're on our side, we're gonna increase our ability to move and the efficiency of what we are doing. Now, I will tell you, you're gonna have, okay, Steve, you're gonna have a fight with your mount, right? Over here. Cool. You see how even here I can really get my hip to the floor as well?
Yeah.
Right? So what I'm gonna just do is the same thing. Sometimes it's more than one, right? Try to bring the same hip, right? Trying to get my elbow in between there, if I can. Now I can. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, we'll come up. And we enter our Ashkaramis.
Yep.
Hills and geese. Who would have thought?
Didn't know that was a faux pas.
Yeah.
I went to a place in Vegas.
God, people
On
are so
base.
fucking stupid.
I went on base in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked at the instructor and he tapped and he's like, "Yeah, just so you know, man, we don't heel hook and gi." I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that was a thing."
Humans. Goddamn stupid.
What's up, man? Yeah, I didn't I didn't know it was a thing because we didn't. At the school I was going to, we didn't. That was never a rule. Like I just never heard
Totally
that it was
understand.
a thing.
IBGF
I-
rules. That's the only thing that
I understand why.
I don't.
Like I get the
No.
tension thing, and there's more traction or whatever, and you're. I understand what they're saying with it
So do I.
to help reduce the injuries, but I
Okay.
had never heard.
Then ban
use-
all heel hooks.
Yeah, I mean,
That
but
was-
that's what I'm saying. Though. Like at some point, the move is still gonna get you.
I agree.
Like
It's,
whether you have pants on or not.
There it is. Like we could both have pants, and you're like, "Oh, it increases friction." No, it does not increase my braking capabilities. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't understand how the fucking thing works.
Yeah. So.
If you can do it in gi or no gi, I don't care. It's all the same. If you don't want the move to happen, make it illegal.
Or if you don't want the move to happen, don't give me your heel.
No.
But I'm just saying, like it
That-
led me to be like, well, so the only reason that I got this in the first place
It's because you were neglected.
is because you were leaving it open,
Correct.
which is a flaw. Like I understand
No, yeah.
if you're just like, but you're so used to the rules being what the rules are,
Because he's gonna let you get DQ'd. I ain't trusting no ref.
right?
As someone who's been heel hooked in a blue belt competition and had their heel fucking snapped.
Yeah.
I had 3 pops, we'll put it that way. And we got real close to the bad kind of pop, like the real kind of surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, don't leave it up to the ref.
Yeah, that's, I'm just like guard yourself first, like what, regardless of the rules.
Yeah, I
like,
was having a
guard your-
conversation with the ref. I'm like, dude, he's heel hooking me, blah blah blah. And he's like, what? And he just, I was like, oh, okay, well we're done.
That's gonna be a tap for me, brother.
Yeah. So he got his victory. And I had a very swollen leg, but yeah,
I won off of a DQ once because of reaping. My leg hurt for the rest of the day. My leg hurt really bad for the rest of the day.
reaping should be allowed.
It was definitely not something that I expected to happen. But again, it's the same thing. Like, I read the rules, I knew what the rules were, and like I still didn't guard myself against that particular thing because you're just like, oh, but the rules. Like, no, guard yourself even in excess of the rules.
I agree. Always guard yourself. Good morning, brother. We're doing pin escapey stuff. Mm-hmm. We did a mount escape, typical kind of trap and roll, but trap and roll from a grapevine and arm extended. And then we did a inside positioning knee and elbow escape, and then a composition of that being, what would we call that? I'm gonna call it a bump sweep, in my personal opinion, because it really just bumps up their weight and you gain inside positioning.
Yeah,
I don't care what anyone else calls it. We're just call that for the simplification of conversation.
Don't sweep that shit.
No. So, quick overview for you. The grapevines, get the arm. We're here. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shoulder walk. Getting here, kicking. Trap and roll, right. I will tell you that you'll have a greater success if you gain this type of inside positioning, and then you can also grab their head and off balance them and all kinds of other stuff. Or do a horizontal movement, which is powerful. Powerful. He takes him out again. Right. I'm gonna find his hip basically, taking this kind of thing. I'm gonna shoulder walk, putting my hands to his hip, using that shoulder, and gaining inside position. Makes sense? Huh?
Over the shoulder. You sent them over your shoulder. Over his shoulder.
No, I'm not sweeping him. I'm gaining inside positioning, and then I'll gain secondary inside positioning if I choose to do so, aka regarding.
You're just getting his knees in the middle.
I am, aka butterfly positioning.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Deep.
You wanna give that a try? That is the one that will actually provide the most value in my